maybe it's better to just go to the thing itself and try to figure out what the essence is. And that's what art is. It's all about the essence. I mean, the only Wittgenstein thing that I loved Wittgenstein as a young person because I like mathematics. It interests me. And until I got to the point where even I can understand some of the things because of language and things. But there's only one quote, and that's ein Ausdruck, het nur im Strom des Lebens Bedeutung. A thrown-out idea only has use in the stream of life. Aha. Now, if that's what the man believed, and he did, how could they have justified all of these things that tell everybody what to do? It's a problem with sociology and art. It's well-meaning. Journalism does it better, and it's yesterday's newspapers. If you can stop somebody from raping somebody, telling that story is not going to help. You have to make sure that the next one doesn't get raped. That's not the role of art. Art is to make it impossible for somebody to even want to do that. Give them another pleasure. Give them something else. And that's what we do. We present things that give people another logic that allows them to continue. But as I said, is anybody there going to give me something to be able to continue? Because I have nothing to say except, don't vote for me, please.
Yes, I still have a question. Which relationship did you have with your dealers in the 70s, like Conrad Fischer, Jack Wendler?
And Leo Castelli.
Yeah, Leo Castelli also, of course, but what kind of...
And Claire Cobley, and what do you mean, what kind of relations? No, I did not have an affair. I can honestly say this, I've never had an affair with any dealer that I've ever had. Some of them I might have wanted to, but I never did. I honestly didn't, I will swear.
Yes.
What kind of relations do you mean?
But you have to have a feeling with the kind of gallery that you exhibited then.
No, I think the state that most people were in, and there are artists in this room who would identify with this, it has very little to do. If the person was not an awful person, and they were not showing off, artists you really disagreed with, it was what feeling they had about you. It wasn't about your feeling. This thing later, I would not deal with them, they wore green shoes. No, it was not about that. It was about finding a place to be able to show where the person understood what you were doing. And I'm a very lucky person. Almost everybody I've shown with has understood what I was trying to do. And they, for whatever reason there is, they chose to allow me to try to show the work in a manner that I thought it should be shown. As far as the recompense, yeah, some years it was okay, some years it wasn't. But that's the same as if you make shoes. It's not going to always, that way. But I didn't have relations. These were people who also were trying to present things that were not within the realm of what had been presented before. Okay. So I had good relations. I have no anecdotes. And I made quite a bit of shows with everybody that I've worked with. Obviously I respected them, and obviously they respected me enough, since I was not a moneymaker, to be able to show the work. They thought that it enhanced the other work that they could sell. They thought it enhanced their life. That's a relation. I had reasonable relations. I never... Yes, Europe had an advantage over the United States. Mm-hmm. Europe had built into their system, and it was really also the Kunsthalle system in Germany. They inherently believe that if you ask somebody to work for you, as little as it is, you have to make sure they get something that they can continue to live. And in Europe, there was an understanding that if somebody was making a show, there would have to be some money to take home. In the United States, you were supposed to be a revolutionary and doing social service. No, it's true. And then, okay, that was the only difference. And people, the work I do, it was designed to cross borders. A work of mine can be functional and really give somebody something in Łódź, in Warsaw, in Antwerp, in London, in Paris, in Tokyo, and in Beijing, and in Los Angeles, and New York, and Chicago, and all the other places that everybody showed. Look at people's real exhibition lists. They were showing, but they were not places that were very, they had no prestige. Some little gallery in some little university where a curator invited you, and you came by bus, and you got there and you slept in a dormitory, that doesn't seem to have prestige, but the work was exactly what it was supposed to be. And obviously somebody saw it. And I'm not, I started off being romantic as an artist. I really thought it was like Johnny Appleseed, the folk hero that went and spread apples all over the United States by throwing the seeds here and there. I thought that's what you did. Then I found out that, in fact, you sort of had to raise the tree a little bit. You had to make somebody see it in order for anybody else to become Johnny Appleseed. And art was the only circus left. People used to run away to the circus in Europe and in the States. No more circus, it's all national things. Art world used to be a magnet for the people who wanted to build another structure. Now it's all become, everybody's kind of, it was the last profession that didn't require a permit to be an artist. There was no certificate that said you were an artist. The last profession that musicians can't do that. They have to be in a syndicate in order to be able to work. Artists didn't have a syndicate. Anybody that made art could show art. You could show it on the street. You could show it at a fair. You could show it, I don't mean an art fair, you could show it at one of those things that they used to have in America, the Greenwich Village Arts Show. Okay, it's no prestige, but if you had something, you could show it. Now they want to know your antecedents. And who does your work look like? Can you think of anything more insulting to an artist than somebody saying, yes, well, you can be in our exhibition, but who does your work look like? Okay, not what does it look like, but who does it look like? And if it don't look like somebody, they really don't want it, do they? They wouldn't know how to write about it. I mean, how do you write about somebody pouring water on your head? But you can certainly write about, the design of the bottle and where it comes from and where, what kind of water it is. Sorry. It's true. Everybody has to make a living. And making a living for absolutely everybody, even Madoff, is a bitch. It takes a lot of work. So commodification is just saying that somebody makes something, it enters into the world. Maybe, a very radical idea, maybe they should get paid something. And if some happen to get paid more than others, all of a sudden they must be bad. It's not true. It don't work that way. It's an old-fashioned idea that, work and pray, live on hay, you'll get pie in the sky when you die. It's one of the first children's books I made, and I made it for the French system. No, but really and truly, I think we have wasted the last 10 years of art talking about commodification and this and this and this. What's the point? I don't see a social system that says artists are the same as everybody else, and if they can't make a living at what they do, they get money. No. I've seen a system that instead of giving Beislach to people that can't make a living as an artist, they give them more. They make them special. Artists are not special, but they are human beings making a very positive product in the world. And this commodification conversation is usually about people who are resentful of somebody else who they never met, whose work has no use for them or anything else. What the hell difference does it make if somebody sells something for $10 or they sell it for $20? It's what it is. That's the only conversation I'm interested in, not what they can sell it for. I must tell you, there's these stupid jokes about rich and poor and, better when you're rich. It's not any better, it's not any worse. Let's say it's necessary to make a living.